Here with head coach and Nimz as Lady Demons pick up their second straight road conference win here today against New Orleans. Coach, first talk to me, and we'll talk about offense in a second, but talk about the defensive effort today. Huge third quarter, really shut them down, but just overall, forcing turnovers, scoring points off of those turnovers, and just the way that the team performed defensively today.
I was excited to see him come out early. Again, it's about that buy-in to the process, and we're now into that second season. And, we didn't have it our first game, and I think in the last two games, they really executed their scouts. They really played with a lot of passion and energy for full court, half court, whatever it may be. But we were able to make some changes, and you see that growth inside of them, or from them, and it was fun. I mean, they did a good job. They capitalized on what they could, and they saw success with that.
Huge first quarter from Jordan Todd. She had a couple blocks early on, scored some points, got a couple rebounds. The way she started that game, did you feel like that really kind of set the tone for the entire team?
I do. And then when you have that inside presence, and, we've played against a lot of teams there in that preseason, pre-tournament or pre-conference, schedule, where teams were able to go inside out on us, and it was fun to have a little refresher, and we were able to go inside out on somebody else. And anytime you can have extra people touch the ball, you're going to have more success. And with Jordan, she's a great passer. She has a good post presence, but also she's able to spin off and create for herself too. So just a dynamic player that we're seeing get better and better each game.
You talked about in the post-game interview with Tyler how the difference that you felt from this game to maybe others was the way that whenever we got maybe a 5, 6, 7 point lead, that today we were able to extend that. Specifically coming to mind for me in that second quarter where we hit 4 out of 5 from beyond the 3-point line was really I think epitomizing what you were talking about specifically, and building on those leads.
Yeah, absolutely. What was more exciting, it is exciting. We went 4 or 5 from the arc. What was even better in my opinion is that we got 4 assists on those 4 shots, and so to end the game with 10 assists on the year, and we hadn't been doing that. They're continuing to mature, play through each other better, and that was good. That was really good to see.
After the frustration of last Saturday, to come back on the road down here, win a close one, exciting one at Nichols, and then really, exert what you wanted to do today. What does it say about the growth in this team over a week's time?
I think they showed some maturity. We handled our we'd say lumps. We kind of took it, but they got better. Fought some adversity, and when we took off on this road trip on Wednesday, we had a good Wednesday morning practice. And I thought they stuck together, and then they fought hard in the game against Nichols, and they brought that same intensity here today. And like you had mentioned earlier, I think to date, this is our first game where we got up 5-6, but we didn't allow anybody to come back. And up until this point, we maybe have gone on runs in games, but basketball's a game of runs, and other teams have gotten back and even capitalized and gotten ahead of us. And this one, I thought it showed, we kept talking about maturity and growth, and we saw both of those things just in their ability to extend leads. And it's not without fault. We had a handful of turnovers that definitely can't happen, especially in a closer game. But they didn't. They had a next play mentality, and so we just saw a lot of growing opportunities, or growth opportunities. But then again, still some growing opportunities, and it's exciting. When we played that last Saturday game, it's like, holy moly, did we peak in November? But nah, we just had a poor game and a poor effort game, and they really have shown up and showed out, and I couldn't be prouder of the entire team.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you. Forcom.